Hey guys, what is going on out there this afternoon? Yep, it's Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com. Another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project every day at 2:30 p.m. Most of the time it's live, but once in a while I have to pre-record, which is happening today. This is a pre-recorded episode. I got to be in the court today at 2:30, so no can do. Anyway, I still wanted to get you a short message today, and this is something that we worked on this morning during What's the Right Shot, the What's the Right Shot episode. We did a little different version of What's the Right Shot today because I think it's an important message, and I'm going to take you through the one thing, what I call the one thing exercise, to do a really short version of it, but I think that you'll get the idea. And this is really for those of you who have decided that you want to become a better player, whether that's singles and or doubles, that you're okay with the skill level you're at, but there's another level that you want to get to. And so what I want to help you do today is how to do that. And we're going to bridge that gap between those two places. Number one, where you are today and where do you want to go to somewhere down the road, hopefully sooner than later. Look, before we get into it, yeah, just a quick reminder, every morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time zone, I do go live. What's the right shot? I do go live. Most of the time it's live, occasionally, just like this with the Tennis Mindset Project. Got to pre-record. But look, if you're brand new, what's the right shot is I cherry pick a point from a match that either I've played or someone else has played. And I just take out one point and I roll through the point, and just before one of the players is about to play a shot, I pause the video and I ask you, what shot do you think is the right shot? And it's really based on two answers. Number one, where do you want the ball to land over there? Number one, which is number one. And then number two, where do you want to move to next on the court? And typically, the way you think about shot choice and about the next best court position, they gotta really go hand in hand. You can enhance the quality of your shot choice where you want it to land over there, depending on where you move to next on the court. So, look, if you're brand new, make sure that you set an alert or something um, with the YouTube channel. You can do that by clicking that notification bell, so you get alerted every time I go live and or upload new content. All right, today's deal. Look at that. You know, got the face going there over the anyway. So. Let's bridge that gap between where you're at now and where you want to go. And the message that I gave this morning was, look, it was a mistake that I used to make. I knew what level I was at. And, I'd look at the court next to me, and there'd be some guys over there playing. I go, man, I'd love to be in that court playing with those guys, but I'm not quite to that level yet. So what do I have to do to get there? And the big problem that I made initially was I'd pick out one of the players, that guy, I want to be able to play like that guy. And unfortunately, I started comparing myself to that person rather than to that skill level. I started making that comparison. Well, here's where I'm at. Here's where he is, whoever that person is, and that's just out of your control, right? It's just totally out of your control what that player over there does in terms of what work they've done, what work they're doing, where they want to go with their game. All that you can do is decide, this is where I'm at right now, and that's where I want to go in terms of a skill level, and just disassociate who that player is. And when you do that, then you get a much clearer picture of where you need to go and how to get there. And so, look, here's the five things if you really want to up your game and go to that brand new skill level is you have to embrace these five things. Number one is tactical focus, right? You have to be able to start to look at an opponent and go, oh, okay, I see that's their strength. Well, let's just, number one, tactical focus, a strategy. Let's just stay away from that, whatever that is. Maybe it's a big old forehand or whatever it is, right? Let's just stay away from that. And then the next thing is to look at, well, is there an actual stroke weakness, right? Is the backhand weak or is the forehand weak? All right, well, maybe that's the case and you can go ahead and pick on it. But let's say that isn't the case. Let's say both sides, forehand and backhand, are equally as good, maybe one slightly better than the other one. So the next thing to look at is movement. Where do they not like to move on the court? Maybe it's just a baseline player. All they want to do is stay back there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and probe and see what happens if we play some drop shots and bring them in. Let's see what happens, right? And then the next thing might be, well, look, this guy moves great side to side, But when I play a drop shot and then lob deep over their backhand, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. So now you're probing. That's how you come up with tactical focus as opposed to thinking, well, God dang it, I got to bring my A game out there today against this guy or else I don't stand a chance. And the problem with that is you got to be hitting on all cylinders with your stroke mechanics, your swing tech. And if you're not, and we're typically not doing that throughout the entire match, then it could be that whatever your A game is, excuse me, it's not working perfectly, but you're just feeding it into a strength over there. Pardon me. I guess I don't need water. I'll get through this. Is that you're just feeding the beast over there, and we don't want to do that. So you got to get smart at what their strength is. Let's avoid it, and then start to probe and discover what it is they don't like. And just once you find out what they don't like, give them a steady diet of it. Mindset skill. Yeah, I mean, so, the mental part of the game, getting mentally tough, getting emotional control, getting clarity between points. How do you want to start the next point? Getting clarity in terms of shot choice based on your tactical focus. All the mental skills required to really take your game to that next level. You got to dig in. You cannot, as I used to do, I just said, you know what, screw it. I can just outwork everybody physically. Okay, got a little bit better, but in the long run, it was just a missing piece. I just didn't have the mental skills that were really required. Something I did over the last 18 months that made a huge difference for me. Took my game to that level that I really wanted to go to. Tennis-specific fitness, right? If you're carrying around an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 plus more pounds, how is that a thing that's okay if you really want to go to that next level? It just isn't. So you got to make sure that if that's the case, that you've got to lose weight, or you got to get a little quicker, or you got to be able to do some training so that if you've got to play a 2.5 hour long close match grinder on a hot summer afternoon, you got to be able to do it, right? If you want to go to that next level, whatever that level is for you. Experiences kind of fall under two categories. Number one, practice. And rather than always playing the same guys at the same time, on the same day of the week, on the same court, which everyone knows what everyone's going to do, that's not really the experiences that you're looking for in terms of getting a broad range of different types of players, a broad range of different types of venues. You got to start reaching out and getting resourceful and finding other practice match opponents where maybe they're on a public court somewhere that they haven't resurfaced that thing for 30 years, right? I'm serious. You've got to be able to put yourself in those situations where it's just out of your comfort zone. You need to desensitize yourself, because part of becoming a better player is not only that, but is kind of the second part, which is you got to start playing a lot of matches where the results are made public, right? Either you're in a league team, you got to play a lot of league matches. You can't just cherry pick and play one a month. You got to get in as many teams as possible, play a boatload of them. And or what I did back in the day is I just filled up my schedule with tournaments. I just played a ton. Had to do a little more traveling. That was fine. But it just helped desensitize myself to the nerves and all that kind of stuff. And the more that you do that, the more you calm down, and the more that all the other stuff starts to feel comfortable for you. But the other thing is you learn more about your game too. You learn more about different types of opponents. Like I said before, if you're playing the same guys in the same day of the week at the same time, in the same venue, same venue, same court, you're not expanding your knowledge of what other players can bring. There's just not one or two strategies. There's a boatload of strategies, boatload of tactics that you need to learn about. So you need to get a lot of experiences, practice, and in those matches that count under your belt. And don't just cherry pick once in a while. You got to make it a regular deal. And then finally, the fifth thing is you got to pare away any unneeded swing tech, right? If you nail the first four, if you've really nailed the first four, and this is what I do with brand new students, is they come out and they say, hey, can I get some time with you? I need to work on whatever it is, fill in the blank. And I go, fine. But the first thing is I want to look at, I'm going to have you come out here with a same skill level opponent. I'll pick them so you don't know them. And I'm going to have you work with this guy for an hour. The first 30 minutes, I'm not going to say a word. All I'm going to do is observe and just see what your instincts are in terms of shot choice and court positioning, right? And once you nail that, then we'll start to look at swing tech. Or once I understand what your instincts are, then yeah, there might be a possibility that we need to clean up some swing tech that that's just making you maybe just a hair, if not more, inconsistent as a shot maker. Most of the time, the reason we're inconsistent is not because of stroke technique. It's because of shot choice. It's because of court positioning. It's because of spacing, right? We just get too close to the ball or we're just too far away from the ball. Once you consistently nail those things, typically swing tech is good enough. And the way to learn how to become a better player to get that next level is much more based on the first four things there than it is on adding swing tech. In reality, we need to take away stuff that just doesn't contribute to you being a consistent shot maker. So those are the five things, and I would encourage you that, or I'm going to assume that wherever skill level you're at right now, you would like to get to be a better player. You'd like to be able to raise your skill level on a consistent basis. So how do you, again, the whole thing is how do you bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to go? Well, you got to nail each one of these. And if you go through four of these and go, I got that nailed, blah, 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 but there's one of them that you don't, that's the first thing to work out. That's the first thing to nail. Because if you don't, maybe you get better at the other four things. But if that one is just lingering, it's going to hold you back. It's really going to hold you back. So look, if you want to get in touch with me and you want to chat about this, I can more than happy to offer you a free 15-minute coaching call. And let's just kind of get on the phone. We can do a StreamYard, a video deal, whatever you want to do. But let's talk for 15 minutes and see where you are with these five things and just kind of take it from there. And then what I will do is I will say, well, look, here's what I can offer you. If you want to move forward from here with me, here's what I've got. You decide if that's a good fit for you. But just shoot me an email, Brent@WebTennis.com. Let me know if you've got some interest in a free 15-minute coaching call. And if so, I will send you a link to my online calendar where you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. Guys, that's it for me today. I hope this has been helpful. Right down below in the comments area, let me know if you got any comments, any questions, any remarks. That'd be great. I'd love to respond to those. And if you want to keep it private, again, email is the way to do it, Brent@WebTennis.com. All right, that is it for me today, guys. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you.